All right, so check this out. This is a pretty hilarious tweet coming from none other than Ben Shapiro. Now, a movie called Barbie has come out. You'd have to be living under a rock to not have heard about it. I think it got released on the same day as Oppenheimer. I personally haven't seen either movies, but the Barbie movie seems kind of interesting in that it's like obviously like a live action movie of, is it even a cartoon? I don't even know if it's a cartoon. I mean, I know Barbie is like, the doll toy essentially, right? So it's pretty popular, and Ben Shapiro sends out this tweet. It's pretty hilarious. He says, "My producers dragged me to see Barbie, and it was one of the most woke movies I've ever seen. My full review of this flaming garbage heap of a film will be out on my YouTube channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time." So there's a lot to see here, and you can see this picture of, Mr. Ben out here. Look at his face. My brother has his shirt tucked into his pants. That is pretty crazy. My man's really has his shirt tucked into his pants. That's really wild. He's got a belt on and he's got his shirt tucked in. He has presumably what appears to be some piece of paper that he presumably wrote notes on about the movie, which this is what's hilarious. He's like, there's multiple things that are hilarious about this. I mean, the shirt tucked into the pants is pretty nuts. I mean, but him saying, "My producers dragged me to see Barbie." Like, bro, just say it. You wanted to see the movie. You wanted to see the movie. At worst, I would say you wanted to see the movie just for the purposes of analysis. Now, to be fair, like if you were to say that, I would say he probably still would get roasted. But I think if he just said, "Hey, I went to go watch Barbie," and he didn't try to be like this, like no one would really roast him for watching Barbie. I personally am not roasting him for watching the movie. I think that it's A, fine to watch the movie, period. It's not something that I think should be roasted. B, he does have a legitimate thing of like, obviously, just commentary as a commentator. He can be like, "Hey, like I went to watch it because movies and shows and music and stuff have cultural impact, political impact, it's all one, blah, blah, blah. And so I went to go watch it to kind of give my analysis." I wouldn't roast him for that either. But he's like, "Nah, I'm not even finna do either of those. What I'm finna say is my producers dragged me to see it." It's like, dude, you're just obviously, my producers dragged me. Like, dude, you wanted to see the movie. And that's fine. But why do you have to make up an excuse to have gone and seen it? And then he's like, "My full review of this flaming garbage." Honestly, I'm really curious too when I see this, because he always just says the same thing about stuff. I don't know how I shouldn't say we, but people thought that, he was this genius guy. Because I know a lot of people don't know this, but like Ben Shapiro legitimately was viewed as a godlike figure. Like he was kind of the kryptonite of like liberals online because he debated college kids basically. Seriously, that's what he was. He's not that anymore. He's considered a joke now. But like flaming garbage heap, like he just says these illustrative strong words of, oh, just complete and utter garbage, complete and utter trash. And it's like, damn, like we really thought that this guy who essentially has this very strong taste for just calling stuff garbage in one way or another was some kind of genius. And it's just absolutely hilarious to see this guy, but so much here to laugh at. I don't know why you have to fake it. And by the way, that logo, this is hilarious because I'm like taking linear algebra right now and we're learning about like bases, and so that just looks like the B basis. You can have like the basis, you can have some vector like v or whatever vector under the basis. It's like, that's hilarious. But it is pretty interesting to see, and I think that Barbie has come out to some pretty high ratings, if I'm not mistaken, and it's kind of interesting to see. I don't know anything really about the movie, or I haven't watched it, and I don't plan to, but it's pretty interesting to see what's going on. But I think Ben just wants to make sort of a social commentary on the movie, and that's fine. But for him to be like, "Oh, like my producers dragged me, man. Like, shoot, they took me against my will. Like, oh man, I got my tucked in pants." Brother came with like, is that even a piece of paper? Is that like a little? Is it more than a piece of paper? Like one of those paper pads that has like multiple papers. Like, I don't really know, but I don't know. He's looking a little like kind of tired and grouchy too. So I don't know. But yeah, and is he using hair gel? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. If you guys saw the movie, let me know what you think, and just those kinds of thoughts down below.